Joining us here in the studio, we have Kyler Carpenter. If you have kids, well, this guy's a local rock star. They're going to definitely know who this guy is. How you doing, Kyler?
I'm doing really well today, thank you.
Hey, you're here because you were nominated for a Performing Arts Award for Arts Connect's Artie Awards. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful for everything I get to do in this community.
Yeah, it's great that you're one of the finalists. I was glad to see the list come out. It was wonderful to see that. And I'll tell you, tell us a little bit about your involvement in the Topeka arts scene.
I get to do a lot of things. Coming up is the Railroad Days, Aaron Douglas Art Fair. Shortly after that, there's an Arts Connect over in Noto coming up, I think the 22nd of August. I get to be a part of that as well.
Tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about your medium there. Like, you're a musician, of course. Right. Tell us about your audience, for those who may not know who you are.
Well, depending on the audience, if there's a lot of kids around, I get to play a lot of kids' songs. Maybe even over Noto, I'll get to read a book or two. But just sticking with children's songs mainly. But if there's no kids around and some adults, and I know adult songs too, so I can pull some of those out and perform for the adults. But anytime I get if I start and I see a child who's singing along with me, I'll get quiet and ask them to sing a little bit louder, and that's encourage them to come maybe stand near me, and then they can sing. And if it's a Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and they seem to be comfortable singing, then I'll get really quiet and try to amplify their voice and put the focus more on them. So really enjoy just finding a kid in the spotlight and just working with the situation and being flexible as far as what kind of music we're doing, what things we're doing. Just read the crowd and go with them.
Where were you born?
In Olathe, Kansas.
All right, okay.
But we moved to Larned when I was 8, and so I consider myself having grown up in Larned, Kansas.
Okay, and next question for you is, when you were 8 years old, what were you doing in your spare time?
Playing a lot of baseball. I was a big baseball geek when I was younger, collecting baseball cards, playing baseball. I have an older brother that's 8 years older than me that really guided us along, and he would go out and lay flour for the chalk of the field, and we had little sponge cutouts for bases, and had the full catcher gear, so they let me wear the catcher gear and be the catcher.
Cool.
So I was playing a lot of baseball at 8 years old, and
cool.
Goofing around down by the creek and stuff like that, riding bikes.
Okay, so who made you who you are? Who's your biggest influence? Like, as you become an adult, a musician, who would you say your biggest influence is?
Boy, there was a lot of them coming down the way, a lot of little bits and pieces of advice that I would take and just store. One of the best things that someone ever told me when I started playing the guitar was just to pick it up every day. An old man who'd been playing guitar for a long time, and he said, if you're going to be a guitar player, pick it up every day. Because you don't pick it up, and one day goes by, then two, next thing you know, 2 weeks have gone by, you haven't picked up that guitar, and you're not a guitar player. But if you pick it up every day and just play a chord, you remind yourself, I play this guitar. So just little bits and pieces of information or advice that I've gotten over the years, and it's just kind of stored. But probably my older brother, Cale. My dad was a music teacher.
Cool.
Yeah,
there's a history here.
There's a little bit of a history, yeah. I played trumpet in grade school and then middle school, and actually went to Dodge City Community College on a trumpet scholarship many years ago. But as far as the guitar, there just was always one in our basement, sitting up against the corner, had 3 strings on it, and everybody would try to play it, smoke on the water and all that kind of stuff. And I can remember pretending like I knew how to play the guitar. I was like, and someday I'm going to know how to play this. And finally I just strung it up and learned Every Rose Has Its Thorn was the very first song I learned. Simple G, C, D.
Really?
Yep.
Very cool,
and just took off from there.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Topeka's arts scene. Now, where do you think, from the time you've been here to where it is today, where do you think we've seen any progress there? Where do you think we are?
I think we're doing great. We have the Great Mural Project that is really a cool base for artists and just what's happening over there in that area. Noto has been picked up so nicely. I can't wait to see the end of the Kansas Avenue, so with the parades and all that kind of good stuff, and the merchant right down there. Do they display artwork over there?
Yep, oh yeah, all kinds of stuff.
The classic bean with the art gallery, and then since I've been here, we've had the library has been redone, 1999 I think, or 2001, and that included the Sabatini Gallery. The library had artwork before, but not its own gallery like it does now.
And that's where you work during the day.
Yes.
Yeah? And lots of great stuff happening over at the library. What do you do over there?
I work in the children's department, so I get to do programs for kids. I get to be around and help them find books and research for whatever reports that they're doing for school, and just be involved in encourage them to read and be a part of the library, and hopefully make the library a cool place where they come and as they're walking out the door, they're like, I had a wonderful experience there. So, and hopefully I got to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Anybody who's ever seen you perform, you know that they know that you can absolutely do that.
What I lack in talent, I make up for in passion.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
it's great to have the library there as a you know, intermingler there to be able to make that happen.
Yes.
Because the kids really enjoy it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
love to do what you're doing.
Yes, and I've been there 16 years now. So some of the kids that I knew when I first started are now having children of their own. Yes, we've gotten there.
Pretty crazy stuff. Huh?
Yes.
Very cool. Well, what do you want to say to the person who nominated you for the award?
Thank you very much. And I cannot tell you how truly grateful I am, and how fortunate that I feel that I've just kind of fell backwards into this whole situation. I always played music for adults, and then I came to Topeka, never really thought about playing music for kids, didn't even know that was something I could do. Although I did have a degree in elementary education, I never really, when I was student teaching, I never really got the guitar out. Well, I did once, and the kids just went crazy, and I didn't know how to handle it because I was student teaching, and of course the real teacher comes in the room, and she's like, we're not going to get that guitar out anymore. I didn't know how to handle it, but as the years have gone by and I've learned how to control the crowd a little bit better, I'm really glad that I get to do it. But
yeah, that's very cool. So, okay, so tell me about what you'd like to tell the people in the category with you.
I think I know that the Booby Trap does some amazing things. Help me out with
Kansas Ballet.
In Kansas Ballet, but the owner of Booby Trap.
Oh, Brian Chambers.
Yeah, Brian Chambers is a wonderful man. I do a jam every Sunday night at Specs. It's an all-ages open mic jam, starts at 5 o'clock. And a couple of times, I don't know if he did it or not, but some of his bands have come up to the jam. I don't know why or how it is logistically possible for them to have been here on a Sunday night, but one band from Australia came up there and just blew everybody away. And I'd like if Brian had some other entertainers that were kind of looking for something to do while they were waiting for their gig at the Booby Trap, maybe he could send them up our way and we could increase the crowd that came out to the Booby Trap when they finally did play.
Connecting the art.
That would,
right?
yes, exactly.
Very cool. Collaboration's good stuff.
Honestly, and the ballet, Kansas Ballet.
Yeah,
the Kansas Ballet I know does wonderful things, and honestly, when I saw my name with those two other organizations, I just blown away. So happy to just be nominated because the Booby Trap is a foundation of live music and always has been since I've known, bringing bands in from all over the world to perform here in Topeka, Kansas, and I just know any of the ballet companies really do a nice job with getting their kids out there to dance. And over the winter time when the Nutcracker is a big deal, I've partnered with some of the ballet companies to come and do read the Nutcracker while
more connecting the arts
while
there.
they act it out. Yes,
very cool, very cool. Well, that's wonderful. So, where would you like to see Topeka's art scene 5 years from now?
I hope that some of the influence, or some of the things that we're doing at the Jam, I hope already I've seen kids that came up just to sing the first time are now playing the guitar and singing. So, I would love to see just a huge bunch of kids that are just eager to get out there and share their talents, and not just in music, but in art and whatever it is you choose to do as an art.
So the community can reap the benefits of the seeds we're planting today.
I hope so. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Very cool, very cool. Oh, well, I appreciate you coming by, Kyler. It's really a spectacular honor to be able to talk to you here. Glad to have you in the studio. We can't let you go until we do the lightning round, though.
Okay.
We got to put the 60 seconds on the clock. We're going to ask you a bunch of kind of silly personality questions and see where we end up with those, okay? All right, here we go. First question. In your opinion, what was the greatest movie ever made?
My opinion? Happy Gilmore.
Good one.
I love Happy Gilmore.
Which big name celebrity do you idolize the most?
The Beatles, I think, probably.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
See into the future.
All right. Do you have any tattoos?
I do not have any tattoos.
All right. If you could only take one personal item on a trip to Mars, what would it be?
My guitar.
All right. Who are the top 3 people that make you laugh the most?
There's a guy at the library named Eugene Melvin. He is hilarious. My cheeks hurt when he tells his stories. My brother Cale is very, very funny, and the kids that can do some of the funniest stuff, and I laugh differently. I think it's a deeper laugh when kids are doing funny things in front of me or around me. So
yeah,
did I just put that in as one?
That's good. You can count that. I think that will count. We'll check with the rules. They said yes.
Cool.
So, perfect. What's your favorite kind of sandwich?
Ham, Old Farmer's ham, and Munster cheese.
All right.
Yep.
Who's your favorite artist?
Chelsea Robbins. You know who that is?
I do.
She's local. Well, she moved to Iowa or Ohio, but she had been here and done a lot of work.
What does she do?
She paints.
Okay, all right.
And she also sings and plays.
I haven't heard of her. Yeah, okay. Anyway, what's your favorite kind of music?
I like all kinds of music, but probably old rock and roll. But I do some of that newer country's good stuff. There's some rap that I really like. So my son is 16 and big into rap, so I get to listen to some of his stuff and
around the world. There.
Yeah, and I try to listen to it with an open mind and try to listen for the tightness of the bands and the beats and the enunciations or the lyrics, the bounciness, the beats of the lyrics that they're singing, and try to find the positive stuff.
Let's see. Okay, if you were an ice cream, what flavor would you be?
Was it Neapolitan?
Why?
Because there's a lot of different things going on here, and it's pretty messy. By the time you get to some parts of it, it might be melted away.
All right, and the last question, who's your favorite local talk show host?
Chris Schultz.
Tyler Carpenter, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, sir.
I wish you the best of luck, not only with the award, but in everything you do to lighten up those kids' lives with music. Really do appreciate it.
My pleasure.